President Donald Trump addressed the American people on January 8 about his demands for a wall at the U.S.-Mexico border, which has caused the current government shutdown. Trump ranted about the crisis at the border involving undocumented immigrants, blaming Democrats for the shutdown for their refusal to bend to his demands. But it was his awful case of the sniffles that became so distracting that many viewers took to Twitter to wonder what was up with his nasal issues. That was horrible. What was up with the sniffing, one person tweeted, while another seemed to think that his nasal issues were tied to his love of alternative facts. Trump sniffs a lot when he lies or gets nervous, one viewer pointed out. What's up with Trump's sniff? What's wrong with him? One woman asked, while another thought it could make a good drinking game, tweeting drink every time Trump sniffs at the end of a sentence. Sniff. Even comedian Sarah Silverman, who didn't watch the speech, was aware of his sniffle issues, tweeting, "I'm not watching how's the stunted reading and nose breathing." At the request of Democrats, it will be a steel barrier rather than a concrete wall. This barrier is absolutely critical to border security, Trump described the wall in his speech, even though Democrats did not request a steel barrier on the U.S.-Mexico border. He claimed the wall will pay for itself, saying that the cost of illegal drugs coming in from Mexico exceeds $500 billion per year, while his border wall will cost only $5.7 billion. That makes absolutely no sense, as when people purchase drugs, the money doesn't go to the federal government. And what drugs the DN Border Patrol seize can't be sold and must be destroyed. Trump said thousands of Americans have been killed by illegal immigrants, and that many deadly drug overdoses in this country are because of narcotics being smuggled in from Mexico. He called the situation a humanitarian crisis of the heart and soul. Trump threatened to declare a state of emergency, which it seems that he doesn't quite understand. By definition, a presidential state of emergency is a situation in which a government is empowered to perform actions that it would normally not be permitted. A government can declare such state during a disaster, civil unrest, or armed conflict. A national emergency has been declared 32 times in United States history. The emergencies include George W. Bush blocking property and prohibiting transactions with persons who commit, threaten to commit, or support terrorism after 9/11, and Barack Obama blocking the property of persons involved in serious human rights abuse or corruption in 2017. Trump has been fear-mongering about the border since the start of his presidential campaign in 2015, calling Mexicans rapists and murderers, but increased in the past few weeks, as soon as it was made clear that his wall wasn't getting funded anytime soon. He tweeted, "We must have security at our very dangerous southern border, and we must have a great wall to help protect us and to help stop the massive inflow of drugs pouring into our country," among other alarmist statements. It's his justification for shutting down the government, leaving 800,000 federal employees without pay and affecting countless others through a ripple effect. People are in jeopardy.